What's good, guys? Hope you are having a good Friday today. We trade right now is short in Asia, and I've unfortunately given back a lot of profit. We've got the three accounts running now, so this account just went live today. Closest one to our 875 target. We did capture that short all the way down. I was trying to long in here, and we kept on wicking down, so it was closing out prematurely. I should have just left my stops initially. But what I'm liking is that we're making new highs, lower lows for the time being. I'm getting a little bit worried that we're not clearing these highs, especially after this massive downward move. We could be getting momentum to continue to the downside. My thought process, we're at the value area lows right now for this session. I believe the previous session as well from yesterday. Yeah, that's looking good from an hourly. We did invert this already. Point of control, looks like we're going low. But yeah, this was the value area low from the session yesterday. Came close to it, tapped. Looks like we're pushing. Overall, in the long term, we are definitely bullish. So that's my thought process here. Just as long as we're not creating new lows, I think we're still alright to hold this for the time being. Leveraged in pretty heavy here, so about 23 micros. We're not needing too much of a move, but it's not looking great. Might get stuff down here. Okay, a bit of a recovery, pretty much back at break even here. What I'm liking is just the fact that we haven't really closed too far under the value area low now. We've been doing a run, all of this closure below, we pierced it in this candle, pushing up, going up. We've tried to close back below. It looks like buyers are stepping right back in. So this is looking good actually. Took back in, trying to hit that 875 per account on the targets here. Massive volume imbalance on the 1 minute here. So if we can crack these highs, I think we should be good for Asia with just the back and forth is so hectic. So let's just wait and see. Getting a decent pump. This is why I like using a lot of size because you're really not needing too much of a move. Hopefully this first account we can hit. I'll just adjust stops again on both make Q. This is why I love volume profile, man. Let's go. One account done. Huge. So just going to keep on adjusting stops as we're pumping up here. MQ account, I'm just going to move to break even here just because we have more size on and we are in a better entry. It's a nice first account has hit first day. He beat. And this is why I love funding next, man. 2 more days of consistent profit and then we can secure another $800 payout, which is huge. So definitely my favorite firm. They're the cheapest. It's $79. I think if you use code Nick at checkout for Funded Next as well, you get an extra 10% off. So $71 USD for a 25K account with the ability to withdraw 800 in 3 days. I don't see any other prop doing that with very limited rules. The only thing is a 40% consistency rule. If you're just hitting specific targets that you're looking for each day, hit that every 3 days, there's consistency done. So not too shabby. Let's see if we can keep on being here. I just need to be mindful. This is why I love volume profile as well. It's an absolute game changer. You don't need anything else but the volume profile. These other confluences do help as well. Pretty much a break even now. Gonna adjust the NQ to be a break even here as well. These accounts running a little bit low, so if it comes down on us and it wants to floor, I think we're just going to leave it and we'll look to come back in either London session or New York PM once again. But yeah, we had a $500 loss in these accounts we saw in the last episodes, even sitting now. So I think starting balance is 1,250. Oh, that's the amount of drawdown. So yeah, if we can punch back up to there, at least covers the loss for yesterday. And that's why risk to reward is so important as well. If we do manage to hit the 871, even with the loss yesterday, we're still going to be profitable for the week. So yeah, risk to reward is huge. It took me a long time to understand it and to let it play out as well. For that to happen, you have to be very strict with your max loss and max take profits. Wanting to change and tweak them just ruins your risk reward in the long term, which is what I need to tell myself every day. Just leave your parameters the way that you set them up. You've done all the hard work planning out what numbers need to work for yourself. Like, why try to change that? But yeah, easier said than done. If we can get a nice push here, just going to go back to see where. So previous day point of control, resting here at 24730. So we're going to look to take some partials at around that point. Looks like we're just going to keep on running. We're still in one long position here as well. So we'll look to close out of this, just lock in the profits, I reckon. So we're going to take the trade off here for the NQ, lock in the profit here. And we're just going to let these 13 micros continue to run for us. So I'm copy trading by 3 accounts. Profit here, I'll just change this to the 1 so I can see a good level. If there's any fair value gaps, you just want to be under them slightly. We're sitting at about 300 on the day. We have our SMA right here. Ideally, stuff should be a little bit under, but just with the downward momentum we've already had, don't want to give up or be in the red, because if we take a loss here, we're probably going to break even or something. A big size, every little movement makes a big difference, both positive and negative. I don't know what all these stops are, so I'm just going to change them. So we're going to have 4. So 4 by 3 is 12. Take 12 off 730, we said, right? So just under, we'll probably take it just at this side. That was the previous day point of control, 730. We've got now the current session point of control, which is resting right at this civvy. So a really good spot to get out. That's a confluence for people to continue shorting. So we're just going to take it a little bit under at 24736. Again, we are expecting that take it just before this high here as well. Because we're in a long-term upwards trend, we would be expecting that potentially these levels get blasted straight through as well. So that's going to be 8, leaving us with about 5 macros running. If this doesn't take us to TP, hitting these, I think it will, just looking at the distance and the amount we need. But if there's still a little bit extra to go, we're just going to leave the 5 macros as a runner, adjust our stops, and let this one play out. So just leave it for a little bit for now. Really good day so far. I love that it's in the Asian session as well. I don't need to stay up. I don't need to trade tonight. I can enjoy my Friday, assuming we hit TP right now. If it comes back and stops us out, waking up at 4 to trade. But hey, it's a blessing. Already 1 account. And this is the beauty of running different accounts as well. I'm trying this strategy of 2 that are going to be copy traded, and then we'll have 1 account free running. So that way it's not all tied into 1 account if we hit SL on the 2, we still have 1 to work with, or vice versa. So yeah, try not to put all the eggs in 1 basket here. Yeah, but nice pump, nice reaction here. We're at a CB on the 3-minute now as well. We've been here previously twice though, so the fact that we've taken these highs inclines me to believe we're going to run a little bit higher. But yeah, hopefully we get to showcase just how nice our volume is using the point of control levels. So we'll watch how price react at around that 24730. Should be expecting it to push up to here, and then we'll see what happens. All right, cool. Scanning through the different time frames for your stop loss really helps. So we had a push down. If we had gone back to our 1 minute, I don't know where we had it actually. I think it might have been just under this candle. So maybe it would have been fine. I think it was like under here, potentially. We're just going to move it below this low here if price does indeed want to fall to the downside. I don't think it would make much sense just because that M5 is actually looking pretty nasty. This actually does look like a nice reversal play here, but just because we're so close to the value area lows, point of control is resting both previous and the current session above. I'm inclined to leave it for now. Ideally, stop should be here below the value area low. So it's at that 7112. Yeah, right at our stop loss, which isn't ideal. It's a good spot for people to look to buy back in. So it just doesn't really make much sense to be stopped out of the trade here. But in saying that, just based on how the 5 minute has closed, this is not an attractive close at all. But let's see what the reaction is. I really am liking the M5 and the M2. Now at the bottom of new day opening gap, right there, as we can see, value area lows resting right here. So stop should be here at 706, but we're not going to run it that low. This volume imbalance looks really attractive. Price to come down into as well. I think for the risk to reward, that's how I'm playing it in my head right now and why I've just adjusted it. So it's an $80 loss for potential of us tapping into here and continuing to run to hit our TPs if we're still going to push higher. I'd rather risk the $80 loss to make an extra 400 or 500 that we have right here. It's a no-brainer. It's a good risk to reward. So that's the way that I'm playing it in my mind. Let's see if this one wants to play out for us. All right, so this tapped right into that volume imbalance that we were talking about. Let's see if there's a reaction. I'm going to adjust this slightly higher here. If we're taking this low, we're more than likely going to run straight through. Hopefully continuing this channel that we started to form. This will hopefully be the low. And we're pushing higher and higher. So let's wait and see. Should have just stuck to pitching off the clan. Left stops at break even. I think it's just from previous experience of putting stops at levels where buyers would come back and then it goes to TP. But I just need to learn that a break even is always the best case scenario because you can just jump back in if that's the case. Once you see the reaction and it is in fact pumping, now we're starting from even less than that. I think we took a little bit of a wick down. We're still in the green, so I'm not going to complain. But yeah, a bit unfortunate there. I'll see where we're at. Point of control has shifted now. So we're sitting right here now. And of course, this is where all the buyers want to get involved. Just after we get stopped out. For some reason, I must have left an order, but I thought we automatically got stopped out and orders closed. But it took another trade on this account, so we're down a few bucks, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. We'll just see what the kind of closure we're getting here at the point of control. The 5 minute is definitely the time frame that's most important to me at the looking at it now. I don't think we're actually a great spot to get in for a buy. We're going to try one more attempt here. How many accounts do we have? 3. So we want 5 micros. Start with 5 micros has been going really well. I should have done a limit order as well. Doing the market orders has really been cooking my entries for the time being. So I just need to work on doing that, but that's okay. We'll shift to a bit of a time frame here just to make sure that we're not getting fake. Still got our levels from before when we had 13 micros per account. So we're just going to wait and see if we can scale in here. Ideally, I actually should just be watching this to get the money out of my head and just focus on the charts. That's been working really well. And it helps me to just wait for confirmations rather than just seeing the numbers and go straight for it. We had the point of control shift right here. This means that basically a lot more volume has started to occur around this level. So you can see on the side here, volume levels, and we can see this reflected down here as well. Majority are buyers, and it's the most volume we've had since 9:15 p.m. This volume was a buy as well. So further confirmation, I think buyers are a safe bet for the time being here. And see if we can add into this position. Just waiting for a nice closure, ideally above this EMA. It's starting to get into a bit of a longer episode, so you're going to go heavy on the size after we've had a confirmation. It's looking pretty A+ right now. Waiting for this closure, see if we can get it. Oh, nice. And that's why we wait. Just going to wait to see if we can take these highs. I'm just going to put a buy stop order here. See how we're doing. Point of control still resting right there. Let's just see on the 1 minute where the point of control is right at this point here. So we can actually look for another 5 micros. Cool. Tapped in once again, and then we'll have our last 5 waiting right here. We're going to put the stops just below this low now for our point of control. 330. So that area lows are resting right here though. So it would make sense that we go for this as our stop loss actually. 24699. That level we can use. These are equal lows though, so I'm just cautious. This is probably the best. Stop 24697. 24697, which should be here. And this will be our last trade of the day. Ideally, we can punch up here. This account should stop ourselves out if we're moving just a little bit in profit, especially with this size. Nice reaction here on the 1, still holding this, which is the point of control as well. We'll just check the trading. Still closed above here on the 2 minute. So the 2 minute is the first level of confidence I'll use. If we get a closure below, that's okay. The 5 minute is the main one. So if we're seeing closures above or below these major levels, we've just opened up as well here. It's not nice that we're fading this downward move already that we've had. Ideally, what I'm looking for is a move up to point of control, all value area highs before we start spilling again to the downside. So that's what I am playing out for here. We are down at the value area lows right now. Did get a nice reaction. Tapped the point of control previously and rejected away. 5 minute doesn't look too great because we did have a closure below here. So what we really need to see is a closure above point of control, ideally above this high within the next 1 to 2 candles. If the next candle starts dropping below here, the trade validated. They're just going to take ourselves out. If we're going okay, which is why we wanted to adjust our stops ideally below these levels, protecting ourselves and still targeting that point of control above here. But we need to get above this resistance right now. We're in a bit of drawdown. Let's see if we can pick up this stop order here for buyers to take us home. Nice. We did end up pushing. We're officially stopped out of this account. We've seen the sell confirmation. I hope this doesn't just pop back on us, but Yeah, looking like we had a nice play here. The fact that we've already closed above the opening gap gives me a reason to push higher here. Haven't taken out this low. It's resting here with the most amount of volume, just on this candle right here. All in all, boxes are being ticked, which is good. Nice 5-minute pump here. Expecting up to these levels, which I think we still have. Yeah, correct, we do. I'm just going to switch to M3 now. And God willing, we can hit our targets. What needs to be counts? What a morning, back and forth morning. But okay, we have officially locked this account out now, which I'm glad to say. Cool. Let the trade play out. All right, so with our back, looking like we are approaching target here. So just checked. They did push up. We have taken one partial here. We are now at previous point of control, so we are actually going to take another partial here. 7, 14, 21, or 5, so 15. We'll take 15. So we've got 6 left, which will be our stop loss. Down here, below this low. What a day today. We'll look to see if we can get a trade in London if this comes down to reverse on us. For now, just want to keep my hands off the charts. It's been a beautiful day. Really has. Really blessed. I love Fridays like this, man, because you either win or you lose on a Friday. If you lose, it just makes the weekend, like every loss is a learn. That's what I'm trying to realize now as well. So it's not all negative. I guess it's emotional, but honestly, I've been watching a lot more psychology videos on trading, and top traders you shouldn't really feel a sense of happiness or sadness when you're trading. It should really just be neutral. Win or loss, it's all part of the system. It's all part of the process. But in saying that, it is nice to celebrate the wins, especially after a period of extended losing day after day and just not knowing what's going on. So it does feel good in that regard. But I just got to remember not to get too carried away as well. It's just part of the process. Yeah, that would be the plan for now. We're pretty much at value area highs. Take ourselves out of this position here. But based on what we're seeing on a higher time frame as well, that 5-minute time frame is actually really nice. We've respected this busy from yesterday's session. Come down, tapped it. We're still pretty much at all-time highs. Usually for Fridays, if it's going to be TGIF, we would expect no expansion on Monday. And where are we for Monday? We pretty much opened up from here, expanded all the way right up until, where's Tuesday? Pretty much here for the new day open right here. So with the trending Monday, the fact that we had FOMC, rates drop, it would indicate that we are going to push a little bit higher, but this wouldn't be a bad spot to fully take out, because we did hit that target. It's just really nice. This is why I love volume. It's just so much more accurate. Yeah, it's really basing your decisions based on where everyone else has been previously in the marketplace. So that's my vacuum going off. Apologies for the sounds, but yeah, I'm going to end it here. I'm just going to leave stops as is. If this wants to run a little bit higher, let's just let it run. But all-time highs is a bit of a target. But if it is TJF and we are going to be feeling lower, we'll look for an interest short come London. And back a little bit later. I got a little one with me having dinner on the floor. So yeah, really good that we stopped ourselves out there. We did obviously take a little bit. I think we were at like 79 on these accounts. So we did get stopped early before we saw this. We got that about our loss. We did tap into the value area low of yesterday. Took out the liquidity here from close to business dealing range. We still haven't closed under it. We did have this last little peak under, and then we've shot straight back up. Just trying to see if we can close above area lows for the day, targeting a full reversal back to the upside here. So it's about 2 o'clock. We'll see what 3 o'clock open wants to do, or whether we just continue spilling lower. Depending on what the closure does here, will give us an indication on what direction we should be heading. A significant push to the downside. I'm not trying to fade this downward momentum. So I'm going to see if we can get a push back up to around here, and we're going to look to short from here. Still respecting all this order flow, still creating lower lows. Shorts definitely are the play for now. Don't need to risk too much because we are so close to TP. You're probably looking for a 3 micro position. So 3 micros and then 3 micros once again. So we're at the value area highs, value area lows, sorry. Using this as our resistance for hopefully continuation to the downside. Just looking at volume as well, the biggest candle of volume we've had was this downward closing candle. Buyers did step up a little bit, but we haven't closed above any previous civvy. For now, still just aiming for the downside. Okay, so we're into the downside here. Nice reaction right off the value area lows once again. Looking for a 2-minute closure below, and that will warrant us adding into the position here. So be 6 micros, then hopefully we can have further momentum to the downside. I'm just trying to see what our target would be. We're approaching this BC, which we've already tapped. No, more than likely we'd be looking at targeting New York AM session lows at 245, pretty much 24600 essentially. So look to take profit just before that because most people are going to be trying to get in there rather than having a run on the spot. About 24608 would look to take TP. Already really nice reaction here. Did we get the closure? Just going to wait another put in. It is looking likely, but we've seen it so many times where we're already down here and then the last 10 seconds it's just going to bounce up and we close above value area lows, invalidating the whole trade. I'm just going to wait, be patient, wait for that 30 seconds. And we know where we want to be taking profit here. Because we've amassed so much profit for today, thank God, we do not need to be risking a whole lot. Because if this does want to fly back on us in reverse, we're not going to be giving up all that we did today. Looking okay for the time being. Just going to wait for this closure. We did get our closure there. We're going to add it to our position. Stops just at these highs. So 8, so 600 was our target. I don't think we need to get all the way down here. 6, and it's a bit TP. And we're just going to let the trade do what it needs to do. We're approaching the 3 o'clock open. So that's the catalyst we need to spill further to the downside. But if we could do that earlier, I'm not going to be complaining. So let's just wait and see. Decent reaction to the downside here. Definitely a good spot that we partialed in at. Right at the SMA, pushing down. Ideally targeting these lows. About 2 minutes to the open. About $50 away from up to 200. That will take us to TP here. Hopefully we spill to the downside from here to drag our stops a little bit lower as we don't need to be giving back all of this to the market. Friday, done and dusted. We could chill out, spend some good quality family time without stressing about the charts. There's a second account. We could break even just here. It's 2 accounts done for today. I really could just stop myself out here, to be honest. I didn't know why I'm holding out for $4 more, $5 more bucks. Yeah, darling. She feels it too. But it's all right. We made it this far. Might as well just sit tight. Sit pretty for 20 seconds. If it's opening, so we're $1 away. $1. And sorted for the day. The volume profiles are unreal. I would highly recommend. And from the man himself, Cami Capital, who taught me the strategy. The win rate has just been insane. Like even today, 71% win rate. I don't think that's actually sorted on the trade we just took. But yeah, my win rate's coming up. It's giving me more confidence to get into trades. What a way to end out the week. Payout, day 1, a third of the way. God willing to the next one on all 3 accounts. And the drawdowns were at $700 for this account. We're now back above our starting balance with decent risk to reward. So got really well at the moment. I'm really blessed, really privileged. A good start for the new account as well. And let's see if we can continue the momentum next week and hopefully get triple the payout that we got today. Would be a huge blessing. But let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay blessed. Peace.